Hello guys, it's Jay here from Two Brothers Two Wheels, and it's my first vlog. So yeah, first vlog, and I'm just going to do a quick ride along some back roads that I quite like driving on. The old roads that I used to use to get to town and back, because I didn't used to like using the dual carriageway when I first started riding. Because the scooter's quite slow, and you know, with cars going past you at like 70, you kind of shit bricks. But hey ho, I now use that instead. So I'm just going to go across some back roads, and it's quite nice little drive. And I'm going to talk to you guys about scooters, and you know, if you should get one. I mean, there's some of you that are watching that have got like big bikes. Some of you that are watching that don't have bike at all. Some of you may be watching who are like, you know, I wouldn't mind getting a bike. You know, where do I start type thing. But it really kind of depends. Now, if you're 15, 16, and you know you're looking to get started on a motorbike, and you know, kind of get about, I suppose. And you're looking at scooters or you're looking at motorbikes, and if you're in the UK, you're certainly restricted to 50cc. However, if you're 17, then you're looking at a 125, and my Honda NSR 125, that one that we've been working on, the vlog build thing that we've been doing. It's actually a week until I can ride that now, and that'll be an example of the type of 125 you could ride it if you're 17 in the UK. So yeah. Now, in regards to that, I'm starting to ride it next week, and hopefully I'll be able to start vlogging on that pretty soon as well. I want to get confident on it first. I mean, I've never ridden a bike on the road with gears yet, so it's a whole new world for me, and it's going to be interesting and fun as well. And you know, like I say, once I get riding on there, once I start to get used to it, I'll start recording more vlogs, and I'll do some vlogs on there as well. Hopefully get my own camera soon as well, rather than using Cow's Drift. And yeah, all will be cool. So with regards to the 50cc, the moped whole thing, you know, do I get one? Do I just skip it? Wait, do I get a car? If you're certainly looking to go into the motorbike world, or even if you just need something to get you from A to B while you're age 16 in the UK, then you have two options there. You've got a scooter / moped thingy, one of these little crappy things, or you can go for one of those whiny little sport bike type things. Now, the main differences in those are the looks. They pretty much sound the same, and generally go similar speeds. So, you know, it's a choice there. On what kind of style you want to go for, and also how much you want to pay. Now, this scooter I've got in front of me now, I'm riding on, it's a Pulse Scout 50cc. It's a Chinese bike, and it was kind of cheap, £850 brand new. And you know, in comparison to the other scooters, they're starting at like £1,500. You know, these are like Peugeots, and you know, other bikes like that, and you know, paying £1,500 for a scooter that's only going to last me a year, it just didn't really seem worth it to me. Because you know, you got to pay insurance on top of that. You know, you're looking £400 or £500 insurance on top. And if you're going on a sportier bike, you're looking at more, because it's a high risk bike. Although at 50cc you can't really get much speed out of it. As you can see with the scooter though, I'm running a 4-stroke scooter, so it's not so good uphill and things like that. It doesn't have as much speed either. You can see it really quite struggles going uphill. Now we're doing 24 up here, but there's a few rows back there where we're doing less than 20. And I've had an occasion once or twice on this same hill, not this hill, a hill ages away on some other back road. It's a farm road, and I physically had to kind of just give it a bit of a push with my foot, just to help get up the hill. And you can see now we're doing 18 miles per hour up this hill. So if you've got cars behind you, it can be quite embarrassing, quite gutting to be honest, especially if you're expecting more out of it. So if you're looking at a 50cc bike, then don't expect much power, don't expect much speed. When I first bought mine, I was expecting a bit more out of this than what I actually got. I was expecting to get to 40 or 50, and I think I mainly put that down to my CVT. On my CVT, I was riding a Peugeot scooter, and I was getting 40 miles an hour out of it, and I wasn't trying to go any farther. I was too scared to go any faster, and also it was CVT, so I don't want to go over speeds too high and getting in shit for it, and not passing or whatnot. So in that sense, you got to look at it like that. And with a sports bike or a sports 50cc, you've also got to bear in mind that you're not going to get much speed out of it. Admittedly, you're probably going to get maybe 50 out of it, maybe 60 if you're very, very, very lucky. But that's only going to be on bigger roads like dual carriageways and whatnot. Roads like these, downhill, a lot of shit on the road. You want to be careful. But if you're on a sports bike, you're going to have to lean it a lot more. So you got to bear that in mind as well, depending on where you live. And because you haven't got much power, you haven't got much speed, you may not be able to recover a slip. With a bigger bike, if your back wheel sometimes slips out, you can, every now and then you can just whap the acceleration down, or up even, and that sometimes recovers you quite luckily. So you got to bear that in mind. And at the end of the day, it's somewhere to start. Everyone has to start somewhere, and it doesn't matter whether you're going to start on a really big bike when you're 30, or whether you're starting on a 50cc when you're 16 like me. Either way, you've got to start somewhere. And unfortunately, with the UK's restrictions, if you do start at 16, you are quite limited, and you're not going to progress through the bikes particularly fast. And the best way of going about it is doing a CVT, keeping that for 2 years, renewing it for another year, and then going for your full license when you're 19, because that's when you can get the most out of bigger bikes. You can get bigger powered bikes, faster bikes, and this hill is my favouriteest hill in this area because I can get out of my restriction. So I'm doing 38, 37, which is quite a lot on this scooter. Considering it's restricted at 30, I can't get anything more out of it than 30, apart from on that hill and one other hill I've managed to get out of. I think the fastest I've hit on this bike is 38, which, you look at that, that's pretty shit. Let's be honest, it is pretty shit. But uphill I go a lot slower, but it gets me from A to B. When I was doing my exams, it got me from school and back pretty much every day of the exams. I didn't have to sit in school all day just for, oh come on, go, come on. I didn't have to sit in school for all day just for an exam. But back there you saw, we got stuck on the corner there. Now I had my throttle down, and it just wasn't going, it just wasn't biting. And this is another issue I've had with the scooter. I don't know if it's something that goes across most low power scooters, but hey ho, it's another aspect you got to look at. And whenever I come out corners, I got to be careful because of that. I've had it before where it's had a bit of kick and it's got me partially out on the road, and then it stopped, and it took a little while to bite again, and there's cars come in, and you shit bricks because you got cars coming at you, and the thing is just fucking, it's being ridiculous. It's just not biting nicely, or it's just being a bit slow and a bit shitty. But like I say, these are just aspects you got to look at, and you got to bear these in mind when you're buying a scooter. Now, if you are an older person, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or even higher, then I don't know much about how it goes for you guys. You can still do a CVT. I was on a guy with CVT. He was like 45. Because of his health issues, he could only ride up to a 50cc. So, it kind of varies on how things go. CVT is a good way to start, but you're limited to 125, I believe, is the highest. If you want to go any higher, then you unfortunately have to go for your full license, which is similar to a car license, where you have your lessons, you have your theory test, then you have your full test. It's only, your full test is like several hours on a bike, driving around with a bloke following you behind, or a woman. Not being sexist there, we're clear. and we can get across the bridge with this car. That's something I love about bikes, scooters. Then that guy just waited for me. There's no need for him to wait. There's so much space there. My high street in where I live, it's really narrow because cars park up on the side to go to the chippy or because they live there, and they just, it just fills up the road. And there's only one. It's only one way at some points, where you have to wait for the others. Is it? Yeah, there we are. Wicked. Where you have to wait a little while to be able to get through, but because I'm on a scooter, I literally just was down the middle of it all, and it's great. You have that ability, and other cars behind you, they have to wait because of the other cars that are coming towards, but you can just slip right through there. And there's been so many situations where I've been able to do that, just better slip through these little gaps and whatnot, because I'm on a ped, or because I'm on a motorbike, whatever. Cal's the same. You watch some of his vlogs, and he starts going through the middle of traffic at like traffic lights and that, and getting to the front and then wazzing off, and that's the great advantage to being on a bike. Even if it is a slow little 50cc like this, you can still do it to an extent. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. At the end of the day, you need to start somewhere, and if you're young and all you can ride is a 50cc, you got to bear in mind that a sporty bike is really whiny. It sounds like shit, and most people that look at you go past will laugh at you and think, oh, that's a bit shit. But in the same token, they're going to do the same if you're on a scooter, and they're going to be like, oh, well, that's a bit whiny, and oh, that's a bit shit. So at the end of the day, you just got to bear these factors into mind, and I don't want to scare you guys away by thinking that you're going to look like a bit of a twat on them, because you're not. You got to, like I say, you got to start somewhere, and I still get the respect from bikers that I would have got if I was on a bigger bike. You get the bikers. The universal thing is the nod, where you go like that, and another biker will recognise that, and they'll generally nod back. It's a universal thing, and they do it to me on the scooter. Even they may nod to me first, and at the end of the day, I'm only on a little scooter. So there is that respect still, and quite a lot of them will still understand and respect the fact that you've got to start somewhere, and just think, after a year or so, you're going to be able to ride a bigger bike. Is it going to change? Yes. Hey, good thing. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just going to drive around back home now, and maybe I'll put the second part, or maybe edit a few clips together for you guys to watch into some video. Now this twat behind, he's quite close, but as you can see, because I'm too slow, he's going to overtake me on that corner. What a twat! But never mind. That's the life of being on a scooter, unfortunately. But hey ho, hope you enjoyed it, and ta-ra. Check out all the old guys in here. Check out all the old guys in this car. Oh, bless them with a Subaru Impreza, all the lads. Going out for a ride down to the club. Going to the Bowls Club. In a beast ride. Bless them.